In today's class, we are going to discuss about atomic models. So, atomic model is nothing but it is a structure of atom. Already you know that an atom is nothing but it is a invisible particle of the element. Okay, because its size is about 10 to the power of minus 10 meter. ಒಂದು atom size ಎಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ 10 to the power of minus 10 meter ಆರ್ಡರ್ನಾಗ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, so now in this class we are going to discuss about some atomic models. Okay, so first atomic model is J.J. Thomson's atomic model. Second atomic model is Rutherford atomic model, and third atomic model is called Bohr's atomic model. Okay, so according to J.J. Thomson's atomic model, an atom is made up of positively charged sphere with the electrons embedded in it. For example, let us consider watermelon. Watermelon andre kallangi. Okay, so I will cut that watermelon. We will observe the red background. Now the red background ಅನ್ನು observe ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. This is the red background, and in that the seeds are fixed. ಅದರ ಒಳಗಡೆ seeds fix ಆಗಿರ್ತವೆ. Okay, so here the seeds are nothing but the electrons, and this red background is nothing but the positive charge of the atom, and that positive charge of the atom is uniformly distributed throughout the atom. ಆ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಏನಾಗಿರ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಯೂನಿಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದರೊಳಗಡೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಎಂಬೆಡೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ positive sphere. It is called positive sphere. Okay, and this red background is nothing but that is a positive charge of the atom, and these are nothing but the electrons. Means here in case of watermelon, the seeds are nothing but electrons, and the red background is nothing but the positive charge of the atom. And this J.J. Thomson's atomic model is also known as, that is a plum-pudding model. Plum-pudding model or watermelon model or watermelon model. So what do you mean by plum pudding? Plum pudding andre ಏನಂದ್ರೆ, so let us consider plums means here dry fruits. ಅಂದ್ರೆ for example ಒಣ ದ್ರಾಕ್ಷಿ, ನಾವು ಒಣ ದ್ರಾಕ್ಷಿನ ಲಸ್ಸಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತೀವಿ. So that white background is nothing but here positive charge, and those plums are nothing but electrons. Okay, so that is why J.J. Thomson's atomic model is also known as plum pudding model or watermelon model. See here, once again listen here. In the year 1897 to 98, so the first atomic model was proposed by J.J. Thomson. In 1897 to 98, duration is 97 to 98. The first atomic model. The first atomic model. The first atomic model was proposed by J.J. Thomson. J.J. Thomson. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಟಾಮಿಕ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ಪ್ರಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದವರು ಯಾರಿಗೆ? J.J. Thomson in the year 1897 to 98. And this model is also known as plum pudding model or watermelon model. So according to J.J. Thomson, ಅಂದ್ರೆ J.J. Thomson ಪ್ರಕಾರ an atom is made up of a positively charged ball or positively charged sphere. Positively charged ball or sphere. What is the shape of the ball? That is the sphere, spherical shape. Okay, so according to J.J. Thomson, an atom is made up of a positively charged ball with the electrons embedded in it. With the electrons embedded in it. With the electrons embedded. Embedded means here fixed. With the electrons embedded in it. For example, let us consider watermelon. So In the red background, there is a black seeds are fixed. Those black seeds are taken as their electrons, and this red background is taken as positive charge of the atom. And that positive charge of the atom is uniformly distributed throughout the atom. In that positive charge, the electrons are fixed. This is according to the J.J. Thomson. Then, what are the drawbacks of the J.J. Thomson's atomic model? So, it couldn't explain the origin of spectral series produced by hydrogen atom. Spectral series, already you know that. Lemon series, Balmer series, Paston series, Brackett series, and Peapod series. How those series are produced, that couldn't explained by the J.J. Thomson's atomic model. So that is explained by Bohr's atomic model. So ಯಾವ atomic model ಇಂದ spectral series produce ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ explain ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು Bohr's atomic model. Next we are going to discuss about that one. And it couldn't explain the large angle scattering of alpha particles from the thin metal sheets. Thin metal sheets ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು alpha particles ಅನ್ನು incident ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, so some alpha particles will be scattered with the large angle. So that couldn't explained by the J.J. Thomson's atomic model, but that is explained by Rutherford atomic model. ಅದು ಎದರಲ್ಲಿಂದ explain ಆಯ್ತು ರೀ, Rutherford atomic model. So the origin of spectral series produced by the hydrogen atom, that is explained by the which atomic model? Bohr's atomic model. And the large angle scattering of alpha particles from the thin metal sheets, that is explained by the Rutherford atomic model. Then what are the drawbacks of J.J. Thomson's atomic model? Drawbacks means here failure. Demerits. And this is the structure of an atom according to the Thomson, J.J. Thomson. Then demerits or drawbacks. Drawbacks of Thomson's model, Thomson's atomic model. So what is the first drawback? It couldn't explain the origin of spectral series produced by the hydrogen atom. So already we studied about the spectral series in the chemistry. Chemistry already kaltiri. How the lemon series will be produced, how the Balmer series will be produced, how the Paston series will be produced, how the Brackett series will be produced, and how the Peapod series will be produced. So that is already we studied in case of chemistry by using Bohr's atomic model. Okay. So first drawback, it couldn't explain the origin of spectral series produced by hydrogen atom and hydrogen-like atoms. It is the first drawback of the J.J. Thomson's atomic model. ಇದನ್ನದು explain ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. Next, second one, and it couldn't explain the large angle scattering of alpha particles from the thin metal sheets. It couldn't explain large angle scattering of alpha particles. So what are the alpha particles? Alpha particles are nothing but they are the positively charged particles. They are nothing but helium nuclei. Okay. So it couldn't explain the large angle scattering of alpha particles from thin metal sheets. Thin metal sheets, or otherwise you can take metal foils. Okay. So whenever the alpha particles are made to pass through an atom, some alpha particles are scattered back. And the alpha particles ಏನಾಗ್ತವೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತವೆ. So where these alpha particles which are near to the nucleus, those alpha particles are scattered back because of large repulsive force acting on the alpha particles due to the nucleus. Okay, so that is explained by Rutherford atomic model. Okay, so this is about J.J. Thomson's atomic model. And what is the merit of this model? Andre idrad use enri ee model use ಏನು? So this model successfully explained the electrical neutral of an atom. An atom is electrically neutral. ಒಂದು atom electrically neutral ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ಹೋದ್ರಿ J.J. Thomson's atomic model. Means what are the merits of Thomson's atomic model or J.J. Thomson's atomic model? Merits of J.J. Thomson's atomic model. This model successfully explained that an atom is electrically neutral. An atom is electrically neutral. So when an atom is said to be electrically neutral, only when the charge on the atom is zero. The total charge on the atom is zero. An atom is electrically neutral. An atom is electrically neutral. So when an atom is said to be electrically neutral. So an atom is said to be electrically neutral if the number of positive charges equal to the number of negative charges. Okay. ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿರ್ತಾವೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇದ್ವು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಆಟಮ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಜೀರೋ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಆಟಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವೇನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲಿ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಲ್. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ J.J. Thomson proposed that the number of electrons is equal to the number of positive charges, but he couldn't explain the origin of spectral series produced by the hydrogen atom and the large angle scattering of alpha particles from the thin metal sheets. Okay. So next we are going to discuss about Rutherford atomic model. Now before discussing about Rutherford's atomic model, first we have to discuss the Geiger and Martian experiment, and also this experiment is called Rutherford's alpha scattering experiment. So Geiger and Martian were the assistants of Rutherford. Geiger ಮತ್ತೆ Martian ಅನ್ನೋರು Rutherford assistant ಆಗಿದ್ದರು. Okay. Then under the suggestion of Rutherford, Geiger and Martian performed the alpha scattering experiment. Geiger ಮತ್ತೆ Martian Rutherford suggestion ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು alpha scattering experiment ಅನ್ನು perform ಮಾಡಿದರು. Okay. And so Rutherford's alpha scattering experiment explained that where the entire positive charge of the atom is concentrated. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಅಟಮ್ದ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾವುದು? Rutherford's alpha scattering experiment. Then what is the experimental setup used for the Rutherford's alpha scattering experiment? See, let us consider it is the source of alpha particles. So how the alpha particles will be produced? So you will study about this one in the chapter radioactivity. Radioactivity chapter naga radioactive radiations and produce ಆಗ್ತಾವ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Radioactive radiations means here alpha particles, beta particles and gamma radiations. We will study about that in the chapter that is radioactivity. Okay. Then so the source of alpha particles, for example I will take that is bismuth. They used bismuth. Alpha particles source ಯಾವ್ದು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು? bismuth ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. And let us consider it is a lead slit. Means it is a lead with a small opening. The lead with a small opening, then it is called lead slit. Lead slit. And there is a gold foil. They used gold foil. Means a gold sheet. thin gold sheet. So imagine here what is the thickness of this gold sheet or gold foil, that is about 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 meter. Just imagine what is the thickness of this gold foil. This is the gold foil. This is the gold foil or gold sheet, and its thickness is about 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 meter. Just imagine, this is very small thickness. Okay, and whenever the alpha particles are produced from the bismuth source, those alpha particles are made to fall on the gold foil. Alpha particles ಅನ್ನು ಎದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು, gold foil ಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು, and it is called the narrow beam of alpha particles. Okay, some alpha particles are absorbed by these leads. ಈ lead ಲಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ರೀ, alpha particles ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು alpha particles ಈ ಸ್ಲಿಟ್ ನಾಗ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Those alpha particles are made to incident on the gold foil. Then whenever these alpha particles made to fall on the gold foil, then what happens? ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. So let us consider an atom of the gold foil. ಒಂದು atom consider ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. Just I will consider an atom. So this is the orbit of the electron, and the orbit of the electron was proposed by Niels Bohr. Those orbits are called stationary orbits or stable orbits. We will study about that one in the Bohr's atomic model. And this is a positive charge of the atom, that is called nucleus. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು, nucleus. So when the alpha particles are made to pass through the gold atom ನಾಗ alpha particles ಅನ್ನು ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Then what happens here? Some of the alpha particles passed straight without any deflection. ಯಾವುದೇ ತರ ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಾರ್ದ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು alpha particles ಏನಾದ್ರು ರೀ ಪಾಸ್ ಆದವು. So what are those alpha particles? I will take some alpha particles here, 1, 2, and this is I will take third alpha particle, for example, and it is fourth alpha particle, and it is fifth alpha particle. Means let us assume there are 5 alpha particles. Those 5 alpha particles are made to pass through the gold atom. ಅಂದ್ರೆ gold atom ನ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. Okay, so some alpha particles are passed straight without any deflection. What are those alpha particles? 1 and 5. Every alpha particles 1 and 5. Why they pass without any deflection? Because these alpha particles are away from the nucleus, means the force of repulsion is minimum. Force of repulsion ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ರೀ, minimum, according to Coulomb's law. See here, the force between the nucleus and the alpha particle. So what is the charge on the alpha particle? Alpha particle is nothing but helium nucleus. Alpha particle ಅನ್ನೋದು ಏನ್ರಿ, ಇದು ಒಂದು helium nucleus. Charge on the alpha particle is plus 2e. Charge on the alpha particle. Because how many protons present in the helium nucleus? There are 2 protons. Charge on the nucleus is due to the protons. Okay, ಒಂದು ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಐತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು, protons ಇಂದ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. How many protons present in the helium nucleus? 2 protons. Then what is the charge on the helium nucleus? That is plus 2 into e. Charge on the alpha particle, because alpha particle is nothing but it is a helium nucleus, is plus 2e, and charge on the nucleus I will take plus Ze, because we don't know, because how many protons present in the gold nucleus. Okay, so already you know that how many protons present in the gold nucleus. I will take in general, that is plus Ze. Charge on the nucleus is plus Ze, and charge on the alpha particle is plus 2e. Then k is nothing but 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Okay, and the charge on the helium means charge on the alpha particle. Let us consider this is the alpha particle, and charge on the nucleus, that is 2 into e into Z into e. 2 into e is nothing but charge on the alpha particle, then Z into e is nothing but charge on the nucleus. Okay, then divided by the square of distance between them, that is I will take d square, otherwise you can take r square. Here compared to these 2 distances, I will take this distance and this distance. This distance is maximum. If this distance is maximum, then repulsive force is minimum. That is why this alpha particle will be passed straight, and I will consider second alpha particle. So compared to the first alpha particle, second alpha particle is near to the nucleus and it will experience some repulsive force, then it will be deflected. So it will be deflected by the angle more than 1 degree. More than 1 degree they observed in the experiment. And see third alpha particle. And this is called head-on collision. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು head-on collision means face-to-face collision. Okay. When the alpha particle comes near to the nucleus means entire positive charge of the atom, then it repels back. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ರಿಪಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ because there are almost the distance is 0 because the distance between the alpha particle and the perpendicular distance between the alpha particle and the gold nucleus is almost 0. Then if the distance is 0, then the repulsive force is that is maximum. Distance ಬಹಳ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಡ್ರಿ, repulsive force ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ರೀ maximum ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ರೀ. Then this alpha particle turns back. Then this is incident alpha particle and it is the alpha particle which is turned back when the alpha particle is incident on the nucleus with the head-on collision. But they will not attach because repulsive force is there. ಈ ಅಲ್ಫಾ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಬಂದು ಇದ್ರ ನಿಯರ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಇದು ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ರಿಪೆಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ರಿಪೆಲ್ ಆಯ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಟರ್ನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಏನು ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ದಿ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಅಟಮ್ ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಅಟಮ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಅಟಮ್ ದಿ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೆಂಟರ್ನಾಗ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರೆದಿರೋದ್ರ ಕೋಡ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಎಂಪ್ಟಿ. That is why the alpha particles are passed straight without any deflection, and where the alpha particle is turned back, at that position the entire positive charge of the atom is located. So ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳ್ರಿ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ alpha particle turn back ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಲೊಕೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ನಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಟರ್ನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರಿ ಅಟ್ ದಿ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಅಟಮ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಅಟಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೊಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ atom. Okay, and here this alpha particle is scattered more than 1 degree and this alpha particle will be passed straight without any deflection because this alpha particle is more away from the nucleus. If distance is maximum, then Coulomb force is minimum. That Coulomb force is nothing but a repulsive force. Okay, ee concept use ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಿ. And these alpha particles are made to fall on the screen and that screen is coated with the zinc sulfide. So ಇದೊಂದು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ರೀ, ಈ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಸಲ್ಫೈಡ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. whenever here these alpha particles are incident on this zinc screen, there is a flash of light will be produced. ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು alpha particles ಬೀಳ್ತಾವ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಆ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ದಾಗ ಏನು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫ್ಲಾಶ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ರೀ. those tiny flashes of lights are called scintillations. ಓಕೆ, ಅವಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು scintillations ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So see, and this is the rotatable detector. ಈ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು rotatable detector ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ rotatable detector ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ್ರಿ ಇದು ಏನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟಿನಿ ಫ್ಲಾಶ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ this alpha particle is turned back, so that alpha particle is near to the center of the atom. Okay, that is why that alpha particle is turned back. So once again listen here, whenever the alpha particles are made to pass through the gold foil, some of the alpha particles will be passed straight without any deflection. Okay, when these alpha particles fall on the screen, then this is the gold foil and its thickness is about 2 into 10 to the power of -7 meter. So they used the gold foil and its thickness is about how much? 2 into 10 to the power of -7 meter. And this is a screen. This is a screen and there is a rotatable detector is fixed on the screen, means that is microscope. Through that microscope we are going to observe the flashes of light produced on the screen. Whenever these alpha particles falls on this screen now, the tiny flashes of light will be produced. Under bright flashes produce agutte. Okay, then so some of the alpha particles will be passed straight and some of the alpha particles will be scattered more than 1 degree, scattered more than 1 degree, and some of the alpha particles will be passed straight and one alpha particle will be scattered more than angle 90 degree, that is about 180 degree. So which alpha particle will be scattered more than 90 degree? That alpha particle which is near to the center of the atom of the hydrogen, sorry, center of the atom of the gold foil. Okay, so here, so what we are going to observe, then it is a rotatable detector. I will take any at any position, then here I will take it is a rotatable detector, means it is a microscope. ಈ ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರೊಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತ ಹೋದ್ವಿ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ, ಸಮ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ದಾಗ ಅದು ಏನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಫ್ಲಾಶಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಈ ರೊಟೇಟಬಲ್ ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ತರ್ತೀವಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿನೂ ಅದು ಏನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಟಿನಿ ಫ್ಲಾಶಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ this alpha particle will be turned back alpha particle with the angle 180 degree. Okay, then what are the observations of Rutherford's alpha scattering experiment? Enen observe ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. First one, most of the alpha particles ಅಂದ್ರೆ maximum alpha particles, most of the alpha particles passed straight without deflection. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಫಾ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಅಟಮ್ ನ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ್ರಿ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಫಾ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಪಾಸ್ ಆದವು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಅಲ್ಫಾ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಅಟಮ್ ದಿ ಎಂಪ್ಟಿ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ನೇ ಹೋಗ್ಯಾರ, ಅಂಡ್ ದೋಸ್ ಅಲ್ಫಾ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ away from the nucleus, more away from the nucleus. Okay, some of the alpha particles are near to the nucleus, those are scattered more than 1 degree. Okay, so in the percentage, about 0.14% of incident alpha particles, 0.14% of incident particles, incident alpha particles scattered more than or deflected more than 1 degree. More than 1 degree. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಅಟಮ್ ಐತೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಡ್ರಿ, ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಅಟಮ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಫಾ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ಯಾವ, ಸಮ್ ಅಲ್ಫಾ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ಯಾವ, ಸಮ್ ಅಲ್ಫಾ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ more than 1 degree ಲಿಂದ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಆಗ್ಯಾವ್ರಿ. ಒಂದು ಅಲ್ಫಾ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಅಮಾಂಗ್ ದಿ 1 in 8000 alpha particles that is scattered more than 90 degree, more than angle 90 degree. Third one, among one of 8000 alpha particles. So these all observations are observed by the Geiger and Martian with the help of Rutherford suggestion. Okay, alpha particles among one of the 8000 alpha particles scattered or deflected more than 90 degree, more than 90 degree. Okay, see here, this alpha particle is scattered more than 90 degree. Okay, and this alpha particle is scattered more than 1 degree, means that alpha particle is near to the nucleus but not there is a head on collision. Alli head on collision illri, but that is near to the nucleus. This alpha particle is near to the nucleus and this alpha particle is away from the nucleus, but this alpha particle is close to the nucleus, then it is turned back, then it is called head on collision. Okay, and here this alpha particle is scattered more than 1 degree and this alpha particle is almost straight and this alpha particle is scattered more than 90 degree, means that is 180 degree. Incident path ne hogi ade path ne ಒಳಗೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ angle ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, that is 180 degree. Then what is the conclusion of this experiment? Conclusion ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, most of the alpha particles passed straight through the atom, means almost all the space of an atom is empty. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಅಟಮ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ದಿ ಏನು ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ರಿ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಎಂಪ್ಟಿ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ all positive charges are located at the center of the atom. Okay, ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಲೊಕೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಅಟಮ್ದ ಸೆಂಟರ್ನಾಗ ಲೊಕೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸಿ ಸೊ most of the alpha particles pass straight without any deflection means the space of an atom, almost the space of an atom is empty. Okay, next, about 0.14% of incident alpha particles are scattered more than 1 degree, ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1 degree ಕನ್ನ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ. Then among one of 8000 alpha particles, ಅಂದ್ರೆ 8000 alpha particles ನಾಗ ಒಂದು alpha particle that is scattered more than 90 degree, ಅಂದ್ರೆ 90 degree ಕನ್ನ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. So what it indicates, the alpha particle which is close to the nucleus of the gold atom that experiences larger repulsive force, ಅಂದ್ರೆ maximum repulsive force ಅನ್ನ experience ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. Then that is why it turns back with the angle greater than 90 degree. Okay, ಅಂದ್ರೆ angle 90 degree ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಏನು ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಅಟಮ್, so that is located at the center of the atom, or that is concentrated at the center of the atom, and this is the experimental conclusion of Rutherford's alpha scattering experiment or Giger and Martian experiment.